Hello, hello. Welcome in. We're going to stand. I am so happy to be back. Feel free to say hi in chat. Always curious who's in. Maybe we'll hang out with us today. What's up, man? I am back. Yeah, good to see you, Andres. Do a little bit more Go development today, but my brain has been spinning. There's been all sorts of interesting ideas that I've been thinking about the past week. I wasn't feeling well. I'll have a few sniffles here today, probably, but happy to be back. I feel like we're really close to finishing sesh. I think we're like this 2.0 rewrite is like, I guess the icon thing isn't done yet, so that adding icons is going to be interesting. But like the core logic is mostly done. What I have to do today, the title of the video is smart session names. So like detecting Git repositories and Git work trees and stuff is what's on offer. So we're going to work through that. I've been doing some work on it already, so we'll just continue that. Hey, thank you. If you guys ever wondered what that random sound was, it is dog collars. So we'll take those off for now. But yeah, Andres, feel free to submit an issue if you got stuff that came up. A few people have made PRs and suggested things and all of that. And so I'm at a point now where basically I just want to get this 2.0 done so that we can potentially move on to other features, which I do have other feature ideas, but something that might be surprising to people is that the overall, how do I say this? The way which we detect what to connect to got simplified a lot through this workflow. And so there we go. So it's going to look a little bit different. What is OBS doing? Screen. You guys don't see my code editor. What's that about? Let's try this. I'm going to go away for a second. I guess OBS got stuck. Screen, Mac OS, display capture. There we go. Better? Yes, we can see. All right, cool. So we will, let's do V2. And I guess the connector is one piece. So the actual connect logic is down here where we loop through all the strategies. As of today, we are doing a directory strategy. But the name is going to come from the namer. So nice and simple. We got name, we got namer. What's wrong? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? We got the little one. She's being a little vocal. You bored? We just got here. We just got here. So Andres, what were you saying? If you create a new directory and connect to it, then create a new window. the tmux working directory goes back to the home directory. Interesting, but is that a tmux thing, or is that a create a new directory and connect to it? I guess I don't know what you mean by that. But the new connection logic should be a little bit more predictable. So I guess before we try to rewrite something, you might want to wait till we ship this. I'm thinking I might do like a beta test before I officially release it, but it will be a major version bump. So for whoever's excited for this and wanting to use it, it is a working branch, but it's not complete yet. So I'm not recommending anyone contribute to it or use it. So that's kind of where we're at. So I have a Git package. If we look here, we can see Git and path are dependencies on this package. Common dir gives me like where if we do the common dir. So in this case, the common dir is going to be the .bear repo. But if I was to go to the .files and like, let's go to like config in vim, and we do something similar, we'll see that it tells me, hey, the common dir is 2 directories up in the .git. And so that tells me it's just a regular repository. And so what we'll want to do is some unit testing. So let's just go ahead and we'll split this guy. We'll make this just the right size. That should be good. And so I don't think this test passes yet. So let's just go ahead and work our way to, oh boy. That does not want to work. I wonder why. Preload neotest go. Failed to run config for neotest because neotest go with module is not found. Oh boy. Well, neotest. All right. Let's just go ahead and fix this. I think LazyVim updated the way that Go works recently. Neovim config, neotest, Go. Yes, so we would need neotest Go. Lang, GitHub. I guess I need this, right? Failed. Let's see, lazy. Failed. Oh, interesting. ZF native wants me to have a more recent, a 5.1. Interesting. Not something I need to deal with on stream, but hopefully our connector, no, our namer. Is this going to always fail every time? I think it is. Should I disable ZF native for now? Look at all this. So it's a telescope. Let's go away. ZF native. I don't really need. ZF native doesn't need to be loaded. Seems to be fine. Let's see if my namer No more failures there. You gotta love being a developer, right? In NeoVim. I'm waiting for the joke. Who wants to make fun of NeoVimmers right now? When you do stuff like that, you have to, sometimes you have to adjust your configurations when there's updates. All right, so this shouldn't pass because I'm gonna get a totally different path. I think I get the full working directory. So the base is gonna be returning that. And right now, it's returning the full path. Get common dir, yeah. Oh, get on common dir. So this one passes because it's just going to return not a Git repository, and then when I return the base, it's just going to be the name of the directory that we're in, right? So user Josh config neovim, it's just neovim. That's what it resolves to. But if we're in a Git dir, it's going to return common Git dir true, and this is going to return nil. And this is going to return, what do we decide? Something like this. And so I need to reset my mocks. So how did we do that before? We did it before. Equals nil somewhere. Can't remember exactly sesh v2. Somewhere in here. It's like when I mocked certain things, I want to reset them between runs. How do I do that? Was it my list strategy? No. It shouldn't matter, should it? Let's see what this is saying. Unexpected method call, get common dir. Pretty sure that my git package just runs and returns the second argument as the string. And so the base on c.files config neovim should return .files/config neovim. So that's the path. Oh, that's getting small for you guys. That's the path I expect. Can you guys still see this okay? Should we adjust it? How about that? And then I want to call c.files config neovim. Oh, right. And so this argument becomes config neovim. And it gets the actual, yeah. So the actual, so we're not quite there yet. So all we have to do is from path, we're not returning the common dir. We basically just want sesh main the connect logic originally, we determine what, the session, or we determine the path? Yeah. So we determine the path, and here's all the logic we had before. So this is evaluating the directory's full path, deciding if it's absolute. I think determining the name is the actual logic. Yeah, that finds the session, and if not, it gets the name from path. So we're just recreating this, the name from Git. So now we just say that the work Git root path, we're basically recreating this. So part of me wants to just put it in and figure out how to recreate it. So, by the way, if people have questions about tmux or NeoVim or, you know, all programming, GoLang, whatever, if we want to talk about something while I'm working, I totally love answering questions. So we're checking if it's a Git repo. The Git root path comes from common dir, and then the work tree path is a separate step. But basically, we're detecting if it's Git first, which is this part. And then we have a root and base, and the root and base basically help us determine what the path should be. So it like combines the values, and then it assigns the file path based off of the path that we give it. And then we take the root and the base. Let's see, we take the root, we trim it from the original result. So you're taking the piece, yeah. So we're taking the piece like home C dot files, right? We're taking this part here and we're trimming it out with the trim prefix. So let's just do the most basic version of this, which is that we have the get common dir, but the root path is root path what I think it is, root path. Let's restart. No definition found, lies. Root path. Oh, hold on. Sesh main. Root path. So we show top level here first. I don't think it matters that much what order I do this in, but originally this is show top level. So let me show you what that is. That is top level is like this. So it gives you the whole thing to the top level directory of the repository, basically. So let's use that first and just get my unit test passing. Let's go to the namer. And on the Git package, I already have show top level, so we'll probably need to swap this out. Is Git, wait, hold on. Top level, yeah, is Git top level dir, and if is Git and the top level, there's not an empty string. It's just gonna give me show top level. Then we're gonna not do this. We're going to do the little logic here that is trim the result I got with the path that was given, take out the common denominator, and then we're going to add the base to the relative path. So let's see, where was the relative path defined? Right here. So the relative path, let's just do it the way that I already did it. Relative path, we're going to take the top level dir with the path that was provided. And then the base is the base file path. I think get root path, the result and the root. Top level dir. And then we're going to return the base plus the relative path. Like something like that. And we also return, hold on, do I have to add them and then return it? Probably. Name and path, well. Something like that. Let's see if our unit tests pass. I mean, it should give us probably a mocking issue is my guess. Because it is going to hit, oh, hold on, we now need to do top, show top level. And so this will be users, Josh Medeski, c.file, return. We're going to return true, and we're going to return users, Josh. Dot files. And then the base on that should be what, neovin? Is that enough? All right. I don't know what to return on which action. One of these mocks is missing. However, I need show top level. Yeah, show top level. Interesting. Why does it not find the mock? Assert mock. I don't know the return because the method was called unexpectedly. Okay, so is it because I'm calling it from path here? Or do I need... Is it because of these? I think it's like the argument it's expecting is not coming back in the format that we expect. So I thought before I did from path that I converted the home. So not on namer, but on connector. When we do the dir, we do this expand home. So do I have to mock expand home? Or did I already do that? Oh no, I'm just doing a unit test. I'm just doing a from path test. So return based on not get dir. Either do mock show top level return first or remove the call. First, is there more than one argument on this? It's just a path. That's my guess. They all need to line up. All right, come on. But what is this? Go test. Why is the output so bad? I know that I'm doing like coverage testing and stuff on it, so maybe it's something related to that. All right, here we go. This method was unexpected. Show top level string at. Yes, I know. I don't know what to return. Show top level. Maybe there's a typo. Show top level. Show top level. Can I do like just a generic show top level? Mock any? Like seriously, come on, man. Rebuild the mocks? Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Not dry run. Maybe I ran dry run the other day and I wasn't supposed to. Good call. So this should be still the value. Nice. This looks different. That's right. I don't understand. So on namer 35 go. So 35 get show top level. I'm doing my mock get. Let's just see if if it's because v2 get mock get is not in the format we think it should be. Show top level. Yep. Seems all right to me. If I remove this, is it the same error? Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb, chat. I think, is it gonna skip based on non-get dir? So non-get dir, why would non-get dir run that test? I'm guessing this guy is it still passing? Get common dir on base, return that. Oh, I see. So I have to do this twice. Okay. There's something about this is what's being returned. So I'm just done. I have to call get common dir and show top level up there as well. Because the happy path skips all of this by running it more than once. It's like I think that's misleading then. To test this last. So that's what's going on. Cool. So when I call that path, common dir returns this value. All right, so that's not even going to work yet. All right, so I should be trimming. Let's find out what's here. So a little debugging should attach. Oh, there we go. And can I get, oh, false panic. False panic. Continue. Maybe something crashes. So let's put a breakpoint here. Let's run our debug tests. There we go. So fatal panic. Why is it fatal panicking? Right. So my relative path should be my top dir, which is dot files. And then my base is file path base O, but is file path base. Is this something that I'm going to have to put in path wrap? Or did I put it in path wrap? Base, yes. All right, so let's just make sure we do that responsibly. So this is in dot path wrap dot base. And when we do that, I'm expecting on base to take that value and return neovim. Yeah. And I'm bad at this. So this is like that. Cool. It's wanting to get the base of the top level dir. The top level dir is that. And this is, yeah, okay. So the relative path. It expected neovim. No, I'm expecting dot files config neovim. And I'm getting the relative path is wrong. So is this base dir? No, that's not it. Okay, so now I just have to do this right. So my relative path is just straight up wrong. My show top level dir, show top level should be what? Yeah, it should be that. So we're taking path. Should we swap these? My brain hurts. I'm close though. Let's just go back to the original code, I guess, main. the original code is name from Git. So the root path does what? The root path combines the output. This is fine. Show top level. So if I show top level here again, on here, we get the full path of the user. And then if we take that, the root is the top level path. The base is the base from the get root path. Oh, I see. Well, that might be why I did it wrong. Namer. So the path, the root, the base comes off of the root. The base comes off of the root. No, it comes off get root path. So this is, oh my gosh, all this stuff is so confusing. All right, we'll get there. I guess I'm going to do a quick, let's just make sure I get this, all this language right. So when I run this, neovim becomes the base dir. There they go. All right, so the base dir is neovim. That is correct. The relative path, oh, the base dir, I need like the get top level dir, which isn't neovim. It should be dot files. So that's the part that's throwing me off. The base dir should be not the base dir of the top level dir, but the, oh yeah, it's covered. Do I swap this? I'm so close, but it's just the rewrite isn't one-to-one. Oh, it still covers. What the heck? There you go. So I'm not at all getting the output I expected. The get common dir isn't being used anymore. So let's just get rid of this. The top level on that function is dot files, right? So this is top level. So what I expected, oh shoot, the root of this is dot files. It's just my mocks, stupid mocks. So it should be dot files /config.neovim. Cool. All right, that was it. That was it, chat. I'm just this is where like mocks kind of drive me crazy. I wouldn't develop like this typically. I know I'm live streaming, but I wouldn't do this. I would do all this probably without a split. That's just my general workflow day to day. All right, so when we show top level of this path, we return that as the top level. Then the base of this is dot file. So I'm taking the base of dot file and appending this, which is trimmed. So it's all right. Yeah, the base dir plus the relative path. So the base dir is the base of the top level dir. Yeah, okay, so this is right. So check one is we're just testing based on get dir, and then the second test is like a work tree thing. So return space on get work tree dir. And so this one I use like, I don't know, I use like sesh/main/namer. If we're getting really meta, that's where we are. And so that would return sesh, show top level. Let's just do show top level. Yeah, so that's what gets returned. And then on base of this, we would return sesh. And so then when I do this path here, then we would assert that we would get sesh main namer, which if we see up here, it's very similar to what we're expecting. Let's just see if it works. Cool. So at least for now, the way the get work trees work on my machine is that it detects that the work tree is the place where the bear repo is called. So see here, I have big refactor main and v2. All of this has that .git file here, which is also related to this .bear. So I use bear work trees. So it works on my machine, but if like people define work trees differently and get a different output, now what we can do is we can just make a quick unit test that goes, hey, when I call, show top level on this function, I'm getting this output. And so we should be able to just plug and play, add whatever conditions are needed, and it'll just work. So again, super basic unit testing, but we know that this whole, when I have something that is get and the top level dir is this thing, when I trim the path that was provided with the top level dir that's returned, then we can also assign the name based off of that get dir plus the rel. So this all just kind of works really simply. So now this is like 6 lines of code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of code instead of the old logic, which was really complicated. It's like if root path, if work tree path, and this work tree path was doing common dir, trimming things, doing a regular expression match on .git or bear. Like it's doing all of this stuff, and apparently I don't really need it because, this works. But let's see if coverage works. I used to have coverage set up. Coverage toggle. I think something must be wrong or not working the way that neo test. This whole coverage profile thing off the curve. Oh, yeah. I need to figure this out. To do doesn't work. Oh. So this fix doesn't work when in subdirectory of repo. Yeah. Sesh v2 namer. So the problem is if I go to sesh v2 and I do like a go test coverage, it's gonna show me coverage, but what I need to do is add coverage profile and do out. So like, let's try that again. Oh, there we go. So it'd be like coverage profile, current working directory. Can I do this? Does this work? Oh, we got an error. Interesting. All right, I'll make sure that that's fixed. We would expect there to be a coverage out file. So if I remove that again and rerun, oh, cover. I need to like save this to my clipboard or something. Andres, are you familiar with like tools that let me like rerun commands in the Go world? I think someone shared one with me recently, and I haven't experimented with it yet, but like something that can rerun every time you hit save. There's my coverage out. And if I go back to Namer, we can see coverage summary, and we can see coverage. Hey, pretty cool, pretty cool. A makefile. Yeah, makefile would work fine. Is makefiles the go-to for Go developers? Is there not some makefile for like makefile like tool for Go specifically? It would be fun to set that up, honestly. I think that people would find that interesting. Because one of my next tmux plugins that I want to make is like, if I'm in a project and I want to run a script based off of that project, like an npm script or like a makefile script, that I can just hit a key binding and I can just be given a tmux pop-up that tells me, hey, pick what file you want to run. It doesn't have to be a plugin. It literally is just going to be like a script. But that's the basics of any good tmux plugin, is just bind something to a script to do something useful, right? So makefile is probably a good idea. Makefile. So that means we can just do it, I guess. Make a makefile with a test script that runs following command. All right. V2. The capital makefile, right? Yeah. Make test. Cool. Super easy. How can I list all? She'll make commands in dir in a folder. Is it like make list or make grep? Oh, really? Really? Is that the way you got to do it? I got literally. Nope. Weird. That seems worse. Oh, that's not okay. I'm not even gonna go down that trail today. Make tests could be empty. Oh man, tmux. make t. Let's do that. So we'll do fish, abbreviations, and let's do like a make t, make test. Or we could do man. Seems like I'm going to type that a lot less. Sure. Always like that. A little optimization. So a little man tmux, a little make test. Fish. Oh, it might make sense that I typed that correctly. All right, cool. So a little optimization there. Let's refresh that. Boom, make test. So unfortunately, the project for tracking Go test coverage is expecting you to be like in the root of the Git repository when you open NeoVim up, or at least the way that I wrote that command will run it in a way that dumps that file there. So I'd have to do some Lua scripting or something to detect the root of the Git repository and put the output there in that specific place, I guess. So something to think about, but not really the end of the world if I don't get to see this stuff again, right? It's like, it's cool. Allow. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's test this. So what should happen is I don't really need to call this. And I don't need any of this logic. Look at that. It's less than 10 lines of code. How cool. So from the path, show the top level. If it is a Git and has a top level dir, then we do the little magical string manipulation. And if not, we just get the base. And so the base is down here. NeoVim, assert that it's NeoVim. That was a convoluted way of getting to the end. And what do we get? Oh, we get the let's make sure that's the same. Base path is NeoVim. What is this complaining about? Show top level C. Oh, we changed this. That's it. So we could do a quick test. So on this, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy. We're going to make file, build. Just going to go build this v2 to do play to fix. Actually, I kind of want to do dev so that if you want to build, you never overwrite sesh, but you can, my development cycle, I'm calling a different script when I'm doing testing because it kind of drives me crazy. Can I do build? I don't know if I need to do that. Yes. Test build, all right. So the main thing to make sense of is the v2 sesh. So instead of calling that, I can call J, and I can run sesh dev. And then our fish abbreviation should be make build. And I guess the binaries, I have a script already for building, and we basically check this guy needs to be better. Note was a placeholder replacing with makefile. So we looked for package JSON. We look for the .b. We look for all of that. All right, let's just do the makefile first, I guess. If makefile exists. Haha, I knew it'd be just one line probably. All right, so now if I go back to my project, I should just be able to hit Command B, and it'll automatically run in a tmux split. And when it completes, I can hit Q and it just goes away. So it's really great for like the root of the project. I can do lots of things. I can even do I do dev mode too, which might be interesting. But for now, we'll just say which sesh dev. Right. Let's see. Is my binding there? Is my west term config there? This is J. J is capital J. All right, cool. So now if I do capital J, we get, that is correct. Let's see if I pass namer, I should go there. If I do connector, no, that's already a thing. If I do sesh v2 slash lister, it doesn't resolve the lister that I expected. So let's figure out why. So we'll close lister. And we will verify what is going on. So let's leave main open. I got a lot of things open. I'll just kill to namer. So what would have happened there? Get show top level didn't return what we expected. This is where I think a logger is going to help me in the future, because what I want to do is add a debug flag so that people can run a debug flag and get feedback on, I found this, I did this. And so I can control the flow, not control the flow, but like track the flow. So like as I hit this, I means, oh, I'm going to connect to a tmux session. Oh, that means that this tmux session has this name and I established the connection successfully. Right, like things like that, you could put in the log file, like in the temp directory, or I think there's a few places that it could live. And then I could just tell people, hey, use a debug flag, rerun the command, copy and paste the output, and it would be like, it would just take a few minutes. Oh, log slog, awesome. Log slog GoLang GitHub. Let's see. Oh, is this a built-in thing? Is this part of the log? Yeah. Cool. So I'll look into it. But it's one of those things that like I can do like prints and stuff, right? Print top level dir, right? And then we're gonna have to build this. Hold on. I think that's one thing that's wrong. My make file. It isn't finding this. Is there an actual way to do that in here? Go path, shell. Or maybe I do have to do it that way. That's fine. All right, let's see if that worked. Build, yep, cool. So that's that. We might as well just do like a sesh dev connect. Let's see, let's do sesh.q2.lister. So we got the full path. Switching to existing session. Lister. No, lister is not an existing session. Let's try that again. Switching to existing session lister. That seems wrong. Interesting. So that's not even what we want. So the connector for tmux wait, hold on. Are we actually running what we think we're running? Right. I don't think it matters. Existing is misleading because the logic now will always, no matter which strategy is hit, it will always just make a session if it's a new thing that needs made, and then we'll always switch or attach. So that's good to know. All right, so sprintf needs to be print line. Print line, print line. Is it print line? Multi-line value for single string context. Oh, I need to format it. This is okay for now. All right, so that is that. On the connector itself, it should have, maybe it didn't hit the strategy that I expected. I bet on the connector, on the connect connector. Yeah, so we have our tmux strategy, we have our config strategy, and then we have our dir strategy. So where is my name creation isn't been implemented? How about that? Namer.fromPath. Do you guys think that might help? What do you think, chat? Do you think it would matter if we actually called the function we just wrote? What is going on? All right, so this should be the name. So we're going to do something like this. The name, maybe we would want, if error is not nil, then we're going to throw the error, and then the name is the name. I think that might be useful and necessary and helpful. So dir. That's not what I expected. It returns string and error. String error. Am I dumb? Oh, am I repeating something? Oh, no, hold on. Name is already there. So we're going to say name from path. Just so that we're not misleading anybody or causing name conflicts, which is that error. All right, so this is where I want to check. All right. Lister, let's close that and let's try again. Oh, look at that funky output. So if we format.print name from path, we're going to get a funky output, aren't we? And the from path, namer from path, we're going to print top level dir, top level dir, and we're going to print line. I can type. I promise I can type. All right. Hey, you guys actually could get a little bit more text if you'd like. Okay. So if we've called all that, I guess, see, this is where I need to make my build script better. There we go. From path v2. Top level dir v2, name from path v2, that's not right. What I would have expected is that I would have gotten v2/lister. And see what it's doing? It's creating this awful output. Is it because I'm giving it the tilde slash? No, we're expanding dir. So the name from dir strategy is going to be the name. And then we're going to expand. I hate doing this, but I'm not. Let's see, path. And then we're going to put that in to our from path. So our namer has the top level dir, and then relative path, base dir, name. Stupid print. So what I want to do is be able to run something like this, like and use the debugger. Is anyone familiar with doing that? Because this is kind of a pain, just to be honest. So let's see, let's get rid of this lister and that connector. And let's go back here and let's go build again. And then let's do the list. So the relative path is the full path. That's not right. So that must be why relative path isn't working. Now this is a work tree example, which we were just talking about. It just happened to work with 7 lines of code. I don't know if that's the case. So let's maybe try neovim config. I guess I need to close this and we'll try this. So we'll do sesh dev connect to c dot files config neovim. It is passing the wrong value in. So dir strategy passes the tilde, home extends it, but then we say no connection found for that. Is that because my strategy on the connector is, let's see, so that was path. Absolute path? That must be it. Found false, return nil. This is bad. If not a dir, I am going to end up going into the connection strategy and what? Crapping out, never finishing, no connection found for. Yeah, so it got to the end and decided, but why, that the directory strategy couldn't find this. Is dir. Abs path. I mean, that's got to be it. The real question is, go build neovim. It decides is dir is false. So let's read this. Oh, abs. Returns absolute representation of path. If the path is not absolute, it will be joined with the current working directory to turn it into an absolute path. Oh, the current working directory. That is probably bad. The absolute path name for the given file is not guaranteed to be unique. So absolute calls and cleans the result. All right, so if we don't want to do that for now, it could introduce problems in the future. We're just not going to do this. But, oh, hold on. We're doing this because I want to skip this strategy if their value is like, hey, this isn't a directory. So that's fun. All right, give me a sec. Oh, I've been standing this whole time. I'm ready to sit a little. Nope. Let's try again. All right, so this dir absolute path thing is this is returning false. Why would that be the case? Why would that be the case? What do you think, chat? Any ideas here? Why would this it will be absolute. It is absolute. What are you talking about? We've gone through all this effort of taking a string, expanding the home. Did I actually expand the home in the example? Yeah, see, expanded home, expended. Ignore that. This is the full path. Yeah, see, that's the full path. So if I give that full path to an isdir function, why would it come out as false? Because then it skips the connection strategy and then it just craps out because this is the last connection strategy as of right now. Why? All right, so let's talk about it. It was talking about the current directory, which is fine, I get it. File path apps. What do oh, it returns a string and an error. I don't think I've tested this yet, but basically, because what I called is a link, not a dir. No, that's not a link. Like a symbolic link, maybe is what you mean. Yeah, this isn't a symbolic link, which is a whole other thing that I want to make sure I test for and get right this time. So, but I mean, I can test this somewhere else, right? I could just go here and I could test something else like connect to dot files, right? And it worked. I mean, it named it wrong, but it worked. Name from path dot files, relative, absolute path, top level dir, relative path, base dir. And then the name is dot files. Yeah, the name is dot files. Okay, so that is the part that's screwy. It's not supposed to be doing that. So let's start there. The connector, let's get rid of these. Config strategy, no. Tmux strategy, no. So we have our isdir true, and then our absolute path comes back with the full path. And we take the absolute path and we ask for the path from there. And then the name from path is dot files. So all good there. Name from path dot files. And then for some reason, we're printing more. What are we printing? I'm printing things 2 more times. I don't know why. My dir strategy. Did I do something? Yeah, see these extra ones here? I don't know what these are about. But we do see that it takes dot files and it appends the name of the full path. So there's something funky there. I might need to test the root of a Git repo. It seems pretty rudimentary so far, so I am sort of expecting there to be some more gaps to fill. which is why we're not done with our stream yet. More to do. Is an error's not being thrown. The name from path. So we found a connection. It is a new connection. We want to add this one to Zoxide. The source needs to change. Config? No. Zoxide? My only thought right now is that could be throwing it off. The name from path is dot files. The absolute path is the full path. So what is it doing? Is it just the connection itself? Is if a connection is found and it needs to be added to Zoxide, it does that. If it's new, we create a new session based off of the name and the path. Is my new session misleading? -s should be the session name. Oh, there we go, startdir. So startdir is being printed there, which we probably should get rid of. But why would the session name be that? New session. No, I don't want that. New session name. Name. Starter. It's really weird to me. All right. It's weird to me that it is doing what it's doing. So let's build dev. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. Oop, that was the wrong thing. Let's kill that guy. And then let's rerun something like this. I'm getting another print statement. Why? Where's that coming from? It's in the middle. Oh, is it like something? See how between name and startdir, we're getting this other print? That's weird to me. I always wonder if like calling new session, if I'm supposed to print, switch or attach is its own file. If is attached, we switch the client to the target session, and the target session is the name. Otherwise we attach. So this is trying to switch, but it's on the creation that it fails. So that's what's going wrong. But why? New session. I feel like this could be wrong, right? -d is to detach. If session name is not unique, tmux will create. I mean, I know, but if startdir does not exist, no, I know all this. Yeah, this seems right. What's up? What's up, Ian? I'm getting a weird issue, Ian. Putting out fires, huh, man? It's creating this weird tmux session. Oh. New line is a problem. What is that /in all about? So there's a chance that one of our functions, like name dot files, okay, cool, it got the name, but the name is really a name with a line break. So that's fun. I bet you that's all that this is. Usually it's always this like weird single line kind of item, because I didn't put new lines in my mocks, so my mocks aren't necessarily right. So what, we want the namer? The namer is the problem. Namer is doing something funky here where it's like, can I print these if I have a hidden in coming out of my print of my code? Can I explicitly call show it in a print statement? Anyone know this? Can I like force my print to go print slash in? Like definitely print slash in. All right, so he's like that. You can explicitly show a new line character in a print statement by using -q. All right, cool. So let's do that. Let's like, wait, hold on. Is that print line? Print F. All right. printf, and we're going to say Q, please, and we're going to say top level dir. It would be not the relative path, right? It would be the base dir. That's my guess, is base dir is coming back with frickin' /q in. Why is it always /in? All right. So I guess that's the problem. We'll get rid of this guy and we'll try again. Base dir. See that line break? Oh, top level dir too. Top level dir and base dir. Are returning top level dir, base dir. Okay, so basically we need in our namer top level dir. Oh, no, I'm doing the line break there, so maybe that's misleading. Top level dir, base dir. Top level dir. Oh, I would have expected this. Now I'm confused. Oh, why would it not build? Or did I get a bad build earlier? I got an error. Of course I did. I ignored all the signs. Yep. Damn it, relative path and dot files. Relative path and dot files. So relative path, trim on relative path. Stupid. And base dir, did we say base dir too? We're just going to start here. All right, we're just starting here. So base dir. Stupid. So dumb. Yeah, because then you end up with /in the name and it screws everything up and the string matching is broken and it just all falls apart. All right, so let's get rid of this guy too. And let's build again, and let's go sesh dev connect. Yes. Top level dir. We still get /n. Top level dir. Ugh. Top level dir. Come on, man. So this guy. This is not how I want to do it, of course. Just so we're all clear. We're just assessing what is the culprit, and then we're going to make this code nice, because this is bad code. This is definitely not good code. All right, so we're getting there. Let's build. And let's make that. Hey, okay. That was it. Oh my gosh. Stupid /n. So the question now is, how exciting. Do we do it at the highest level where my wrappers, like my path wraps and everything, like they just always trim it? Because that probably would be the nicest thing to do here. And let's just do a little sanity check. So if we do something like invim config neovim, it creates that underscore. Yeah, so I do need to make sure that I substitute all dots for underscores. Namer. So from path, this is where it gets fun. We'll probably segregate, like not segregate, we'll probably separate some of this so that it's like check path, check base directory, and then substitute all of the values that have to be substituted. So that will come. So show top level, pain in my ass. All right. Get show top level. I guess we're gonna take this and we're gonna friggin' trim it. We're gonna trim. Why does it do that? Wait, hold on. Should I always parse that from all my shell commands so that it just doesn't come up later? Part of me wants to do that, because then I touch less code, and then in the future, if I do more shell commands that return that, I don't have to worry about it. Go has a strings trim space. Let's just try that. Should we try that? Well, see here, look, we split by new line on the list command. But on this one, we have like trimmed output. Should I try trim space? It's not a space, isn't it? Isn't /n like a line break? Trimmed. That's funny. Trimmed output. I'm okay with this. This feels like less work, and it kind of boils up into everything that was a problem. So what should happen, if I don't should on myself, is on the namer package, I shouldn't have to do that or that or that. And our v2, and we'll rebuild. Let's close this. Let's close that. And let's just try this again. The substitution is still a problem. I'm fine with that because we're not done, but it works. It totally works. All right, we're going to stick to that. I don't know why I'd ever want this /in on any of my shell outputs ever from my shell package. If it was like explicit and I wanted it to be added, I think it makes sense like on the CLI package itself. So in the v2 CLI, like here, maybe in the future, I want to like print something like I do format print line in most cases, but like I feel like that is fine to add later if needed. However, the substitution here is still needed. So let's go back to namer. That was interesting. Connector. All right, cool. So that was all of that. Our name from path. If we get an error, we throw it. If not, we do that. Source dir. Source sesh sources dir. I'm going to go ahead and call this a strategy. What is the best name for this? There isn't technically a source. It's not used in any list command. But in the future, I kind of think it might be fun to say, hey, when I'm in this folder, I want you to ls and ls every folder that's here. And you could nest it if you wanted. And then you could be like, on the fly, while I'm in a folder, if I want to create a new sub project, like a subs tmux session based off of this, I could just hit a button, type the subfolder I want, and I automatically get a new tmux session, just like I'm doing here. You guys are seeing me doing it all day here, right? I have v2 connector, v2 namer, v2 get, and then the base v2. So my next plan after all this work is done right now is that I'm going to have some more contextualized commands where you can say, hey, list me all of the sessions based off of my current working directory, which I think is really exciting and interesting to play with. You could even say, create a depth of 1, depth of 2, and you could have different bindings or something if you wanted to say, to control that. Or maybe it's a fuzzy pop-up where it's like the FCF, there's additional commands where you can say top level, secondary level, and then you can choose things without needing Zoxide results. But what's awesome about it is depending on the strategy you use, you can skip Zoxide being added. Like you could add these directories that you choose through sesh to Zoxide. But now the way that version 2 works is if add to Zoxide is true, right? It'll add the record to Zoxide on connection. But if you say, I don't want to do that, you could say like literally, I'm not interested in connect. I'm not interested in it being added to Zoxide. The intention is to, all right, there's a lot of code here. Let me find the connection strategy. Allow the CLI flag to disable Zoxide. So you could be like, hey, there's this like cool tmux command that I have that I'm going to like on the fly open up a subdirectory in my project as its own tmux session so that I can grep, I can filter out files, I can contextualize the work I'm focusing on in the moment, but I don't need to muddy up my Zoxide results. And I don't need to make a config. I just want to be able to get to something to focus in on my efforts. I use this strategy all the time, but I do a lot of Zoxide adding right now. And I'm like, I don't need to add this to Zoxide. If I was to ever want to get to this again in the future, I would just repeat the workflow. So that's what's on offer. The more I use sesh, the more I come up with these ideas. So that's what's on offer after I finish this piece of the work. What do you guys think of that? Do you like this idea of like creating nested sessions? It's like, hey, I'm in a Git repo and I want to make an additional tmux session so that I can like focus. Because if you notice what I do like namer. And now if I hit tab, like let's just say I have namer test open. I can go to the namer session, I can hit tab, and I can toggle between the files that the code I'm writing and the tests that are for that file, right? And I guess Harpoon can do stuff like that if you were to like be really diligent. But in my case, I think Harpoon takes too much mental overhead. I think it's more complicated than I want it to be. And so I tend to just like say, okay, we're going to do the Git work on sesh. And here you go. There's 3 files in this tmux session. But the moment that I've opened up 2 of them, I can now use tab to just switch between the 2. And then I use Command L to switch between 2 common sessions. And so I sort of have this ability to like stagger between focus only off of a few things at a time. It's not crazy. And the moment that it starts to get crazy, you know, my tmux sessions grow. So I have more tmux sessions. Okay, great. But this switcher is just so simple. So you just type what you want. And if you structure your project in a clean way, then you can get to pretty much anything you want within just a few keystrokes, which is, I guess, my main selling point when I talk about sesh. So I think it's helpful. That's just sort of my stream of consciousness. The conversation around where I think this project could go next to be even simpler and easier and faster for me to get around in the ways that I use the tool. And so, yeah, I like Alberto. Cool. I'm glad you like the flexibility. I think being a little bit looser in the rules and some of these optimizations that I'm coming up with will just make it feel like, I don't want you to feel like you have to manage sesh. You shouldn't have to fight it or like, oh, I forgot to add this thing. And so I have to stop everything I'm doing and I have to go and do this other thing. It's like, no, you should be able to just whatever it is you want, you should reach for it and get to it instantly with sesh is sort of my high level goal or aspiration for the project. Yeah. So Alberto from YouTube's talking about, you know, you working with handlers, maybe you have like providers, maybe you have handlers. And yeah, that's the idea of sesh. So you would go, I want to open this project, please. And I want to open up the providers. And so you literally type like the name of the project, like sesh, right? And then if you use monorepos, you could have your monorepo shorthands, which mine is V2 for now. And then you'd say, I want dir, right? And then you'd immediately get to it. But now anytime you want to switch back to dir, you just type dir, right? Or D. Like D would be the first result because tmux sessions are always prioritized, right? tmux sessions always match first. So you can just, you know, contextualize using additional sessions, basically. I love it. If I get overwhelmed, I just kill tmux. I'm like, oh, I got way too many open. And I just go back to what it was I was doing before. So just like that, boom, I'm back in. So super nice. I love it. So that was my long talking about sesh and where it's going. This is working. I think what would make sense now is that I was to commit some of these things, but let's see if V2, let's see if this is still failing. I think we had a failure on one of these. Okay, yeah, so these are switcher attached test. This was misleading. These all pass. Cool beans. All right, so let's try that again. dot files. Oh, okay. Namer test. Come on. Namer test. All right, so one of these was a typo. Where was it? I think it told me. Namer test 22. Namer test 22. So files, right? Files. Oh. Files. Bleh. All right, so that test should pass now. Cool. Oh, let's get out of there. Let's test again. Sweet. How about that? We got passing tests. All right, so config. We got our namer dependency. So this became a new thing, which I knew was coming, but I hadn't planned for it until now. The only thing is we still got to do that command substitution for dots and underscores. Noise. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna do this. Oh, nope. Plus, there we go. Does anyone know why? Can I change the width of LazyGit? See how like when you zoom in to this panel, it like makes it really big. I don't really want it to be that big. I just want it to be the only thing. Anyone got a tip for me? Ian, have you played around with do you zoom into LazyGit very much? I find that this window is really small. And I've been playing with this more, but I don't like that it like zooms out so far. Let's see, in LazyGit, when I zoom into a tab, can I adjust the width of that tab? I don't know if tab is the right word. I don't know if ChatGPT is going to know anything what I'm talking about. Side panel width. GUI side panel width, maybe? Shall we try it? Okay, so it's one of those things that like, I don't think I have this properly synced up. So just pardon my application, what is it? It's application support. LazyGit. I don't have it. All right. Oh, it's library. That's why. Application lazy. I wish that I could put it in my dot files. All right, so width. Expand focused side panel. Oh, interesting. I could try that. Oh, I have double. No, kill. So now it is bigger, but it does expand it to the, I guess I don't need 33. I need like 25. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to keep that. I didn't realize that was a thing. V2, cool. But see, this isn't in version control, so I need to make sure I map this to version control. All right. Very weird, but it is okay. There we go. That looks good. All right. So we're going to mock git. We're not going to do that yet. We got our namer package. We got path wrap, base, base. The sesh UI needs git and a namer. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I went ahead and just did all of the dependency injection stuff on the root file. This is called app. So app is like the root. And then we pass, right? We pass the dependencies into these subfiles. So like list. List takes the lister, right? And connect takes the connector, and clone will take the cloner. I haven't done clone yet, so that'll come soon. So I liked that change. Shell, we are trimming. Yes, we are. I think it does make it easier to read later on. At least for me, it's about like, I like mocks. We can see that it bit me a little bit because I make some assumptions and I don't always know every single piece of every single thing. So sometimes debugging is a little bit of a pain, but I think it's pretty good. All right, so let's just call this feature editor strategy and improve and introduce namer. There's a lot done here, but feature add make file for quick commands. Oh, cool. So if anyone feels like playing with that, the V2 branch is, accessible. It's not hiding anywhere. I push this every time I stream. I also push it when I'm doing work outside of stream. I am trying my best to move forward with this project. So there's a very good chance, I'm not going to pull up my calendar here, but there's a good chance that I can stream a little bit extra soon. So be on the lookout. I might stream other days. I don't know yet. I think it could be fun to try a morning stream my time. I don't know if any of you, what time of day it will be if I do this, 12 hours different than when I usually do. But maybe that'll be engaged with other people that aren't able to make it in the past. You got something to do? All right, Alberto, thanks for joining us today. It was fun. Appreciate your feedback on some of the stuff we talked about. What to do? It is 9 o'clock. My brain is a little bit tired. I already had a full workday, so I think we're going to stop here. I really appreciate all of you for being here today. Looks like we have almost 50 people on here today, so that's exciting. I think some of you are late night people. At least my time is late night, so maybe it could be fun to start at a later date. I know Ian would actually be around if I started later. So we'll play around with that. I'll give the, you guys like Chapel Roan? Like, I think she's really great. So that she was out on display today. And I don't know, have you guys watched Dark Matter, the TV show? So the Parachutes album I have here, they played a song from that album at the very, the season finale. And it was really, really, really satisfying moment. And so that was fun. So lots of music. Do I have more music? I found this one. If you guys know Joy, I can't say how you say it, Olin Donovan. I don't think I said that right. But anyway, she's really great. So lots of new music in my space. It's been good. Sesh is coming along, so we'll get to that. And then I'll do what I always do at the end of every stream. If you want to be more engaged in what's going on, Sesh is an open source project. So go to GitHub, Josh Medeski/Sesh. You'll find the project there. The README has all the instructions on how it works. I did recently release a YouTube video explaining all the basic features. It's pretty packed video. There's a lot of information in there, but I go over all the main features and the way in which you can set it up. And then finally, if you just want to talk about this stuff more or have questions about how the terminal works, or you're a developer just looking for advice, I have a Discord server. Many of the people that were in chat today are in that Discord server. We have a good time. There's even some other YouTubers in this space that you might know, like Typecraft and Dreams of Code and Omar from, what's his name, Dev Toolbox. Lots of cool people there. So if you want to just be more engaged in this stuff, go to my website, joshmedeski.com. You'll see a Discord button at the top. And I'm on all the social platforms. I don't post constantly all day, but I do like to share current events and things like that. So thanks for coming. And maybe I'll see you guys sooner, but at the latest, I'll see you next week. Bye.